How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Atlanta Thrashers NHL 07 Dynasty Mode here in Episode 2, picking up in the second half of year number 1, the 2006-2007 calendar year. We're picking up on January the 18th, 2007, currently holding a record of 23, 17, and 7, which is good enough for second in the division, which unfortunately drops us to 8th in the conference since it is a tough Eastern Conference. A lot of excitement in the last one, so thank you for all the comments as you're seeing rolling on the bottom of your screen right now. Also, apologies for the quality here on the screen. As I said in the introductory episode 0, I'm going straight from the PS2 to the laptop through a capture card, no emulator, nothing like that. So unfortunately, I think this is the highest resolution that I can get. So I'd recommend not to watch this in full screen and just we're doing what we can here. It's more for fun than for looks. So thank you for understanding. Pat is thrilled and gave us some support on that Pierre Turgeon trade as he's panning out for us. Cannot wait for the next one. Yanni Pekka said that he is hooked on the series. Epic Taz loves seeing the new cool features that should still be in the game today, but shows how awesome these older games were. And a lot of other lovely comments, so thank you all for your support. And there were some great comments when it came to suggestions on what we're going to be doing here in the second half of this season. As we've been seeing, our first line, or even our top 6, you could say, has been doing quite well. Pierre Turgeon has been amazing. We're trying to get him a Stanley Cup. Kovalchuk, Kozlov, Hossa, all very good. Bondra's been struggling on that second line, and then the entire bottom 6 has been pretty brutal, I have to say. Our defense has been doing well, especially Havlid and Dempsey, our 2 offensive defensemen. So Vinny leaves a comment saying we definitely need to do something about our fourth line because that's not going to cut it if you want to be a Stanley Cup champion. Might cut it to be a regular NHL team, but not a Stanley Cup champion, and I 100% agree. Philip says we have to hold on to Ilya Kovalchuk. He is the franchise guy, and he feels like it was a huge reason why it didn't work out for the Thrashers in real life. We had been considering a blockbuster kind of move since we do have both Hossa and Kovalchuk as franchise snipers, so to say. So I think moving Hossa in the future is a possibility, maybe, but I think holding on to Kovalchuk is something that we'll likely do for the entirety of this series. Suggestion over on the Discord server from Omoke says, for the Atlanta Dynasty Mode, I would trade for Jelena on the Florida Panthers. He has an 83 overall power forward, and he could help the 4th/3rd line because those lines could use some help. I think he would fit with the chemistry, and I'm pretty sure Florida are like bottom of the conference rebuilders, so they could use some picks. I would trade a 4th line forward and a 2nd or another pick for him. Feels like it'll be realistic since Florida wants picks and they're rebuilding, and I agree with that. And that is pretty much it when it comes to specific suggestions, as most of the comments in the last one were either ones of support or ones just saying, yeah, we got to update the bottom 6, which is totally fine because that leaves me with a little bit more creativity to find things. That's why they pay me the big bucks. But like I said, great comments. Isaiah saying that we're going to make the Atlanta Thrashers the greatest hockey team of all time. So more than happy to sink my teeth into this one. So we're thinking about Peter Bondra maybe moving into the bottom 6 so we can get a better top 6 player. That's kind of my personal thing. But the suggestions in the last one were saying that the bottom 6 has to be fixed as well. I think that is a bigger issue. Goaltending and defense are both all right. So I did look into Jelena. If we go into trade players, what I want to do, because the Panthers are actually I'll show you the standings first. They are a very bottom of the league team here in the NHL. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, we see that in last place are the Florida Panthers, currently 12, 28, and 8. Other teams at the bottom include the Canucks, Capitals, Blues, Coyotes, Ducks, Penguins, Canadians, Stars, etc. So if I were to make a trade with anybody, it would probably be one of these bottom teams over here. So the Florida Panthers are definitely interesting. What I've been seeing is that it seems as though players who have term have more trade value. I've been experimenting with some trades in different dynasty modes here. And if we go to the Florida Panthers, we go to left wingers. Yeah, there's Jelena, 83 overall, 36 years of age, but he has 2 years left on his deal. He's 83 overall. His potential is lower than that. His potential is 87, but his overall is not good right now because of how he's playing, morale, team performance, etc. So he could definitely bounce up. He currently has 10 points in 45 games with 9 goals. So I've tried to trade for Jelena. I've looked into that. I even tried trading for Gary Roberts, who, even though he's 40 years of age, because he has 2 years left on his deal, and because he has, 38 points in 48 games, even if I give 2 players and like a second round pick For a guy who's 40, they do not want to do it. Conversely, here's a different option that I've been looking at. I was looking at what wingers have good overall, no years left on their deals, and are on bad teams. If we go over to the Pittsburgh Penguins, hear me out. We go look at right wingers. We come to Colby Armstrong, 86 overall, 24 years of age, and he is on an expiring deal. The Penguins are at the bottom of the NHL. He has fantastic potential. This season, he's doing pretty all right as he has 23 points in 46 games. But he's on a bad team. And in the future, in the real world, he is going to be on his way to the Atlanta Thrashers. At the 2008 deadline, he was traded with Angelo Esposito, Eric Christensen, and a first-round pick for Marian Hossa and Pascal Dupuis. So if I say, hey Penguins, I just want Colby Armstrong, don't give me a good prospect, don't give me another good player, don't give me your first round pick, I no longer think that I have to give up a big name like Marian Hossa. If the Penguins just want to be rebuilding here, and I say, okay, how about I throw you a second round pick, and then I give you a couple of players who have some term to their names. I can give you Aubin, who has a couple years left. Remember that 1 year left means this season plus next season. So I'll throw in Aubin, who has a year left in his deal next year. And then I could even throw in maybe a younger guy who's not in our lineup. I'm thinking maybe Mackenzie. Mackenzie, he's 75 overall, 25 years of age, has 3 years left if you include this season. Aubin, Mackenzie, and a second round pick. They get a decent prospect, a guy who can play in the NHL, and a high draft pick. Is this super realistic? Would this necessarily go through in the real world? Probably not. But this is how it works in NHL 7. I think they're willing to make it happen. Draft picks have a boatload of value. That's why as well. So I wouldn't want to trade my first. But I am willing to make this deal happen if we can get a better top 6 winger in Armstrong. Bondra moves down to the third line. What do you say to this, Pittsburgh? Trade accepted. I wasn't sure about that, but there we go. Colby Armstrong coming to the Thrashers about a year and like 13 months earlier than he would in real life. But let's try and make it happen this season. Thank you very much, Pittsburgh. I hope that pick becomes something good for you. All the best. But I just have to make history happen. I don't decide history. That's just how it is. So Colby Armstrong, welcome to the Atlanta Thrashers. And there it is. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Atlanta Thrashers acquire Armstrong from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Atlanta Post. 18th of January, 2007. So the coach can just do that, and we'll continue on because I have one more deal that I'm thinking about. So I was scrolling through all of the players in the NHL who are on expiring deals, not a lot of years left, low overall, and good point totals. I came to the LA Kings, and I found an interesting idea of a trade offer. If I go to the Kings and I scroll down to Sean Thornton here, he is 82 overall, 35 years of age, and he has 1 more year on his deal. He is a power forward, like I said. Of course, he has high toughness and checking and all that stuff. He's currently making $1.7 million, and he has 25 points with a +7 through 48 games. Not bad for a power forward. Now, that is, I'd say, it's pretty much a lot better, I'd say, than Ty Domi right now, who is also an 82 overall. He's on an expiring contract, and in the same amount of games, 47 games, I guess, actually, he has 11 points, -8, and he has, I checked the penalty minutes, I think they're pretty similar. 79 for Domi, and I believe that, I think it's 78 for Sean Thornton, something like that. So I wouldn't mind just getting a little bit of a swap here of the bottom 6 power forwards. Thornton seems to be doing better than Ty Domi. He has 1 more year of term. So you know what? Why the heck not? Let me try and make this happen. It shouldn't take a lot to make this happen because it's a pretty lateral move for the Kings. If I could just say, hey, can I throw in... I don't want to trade more draft picks. But could I just throw in, I don't know, Eric Bolton here or something? 73 overall, 30 years of age with 2 years left. He's not doing anything for us. What do you say to this, LA? And there you go. The trade has been accepted. Thank you to the LA Kings. So, trade special. The Thrashers acquire Thornton from the LA Kings. Look at that. It's Sean Thornton looking like a mid-2000s skateboarder X Games champion or something. He's looking good. So those are all the trades that I want to make here to try and push our way into the playoffs. I think that's all we're going to do. If we just go best lines here, oh yeah, I'm liking that. So I could swap around a couple things. Maybe, yeah, power forward, because he's a power forward, Colby Armstrong. That's also a reason why I got him for chemistry. I'll swap him with Hossa. Hopefully that'll fix the chemistry there. And then I'll fix up Bonder to the third line as well. So let me do that. And there we go. I like that chemistry very much. +2 on the first line, +1s on lines 2 and 3, and then a +2 on the fourth line where we get Petrovicki in there. We also have McKerchin. Sorry, I take that back. McEachran, I believe. Thank you to Hobbsy for sending me the correct pronunciation. He'll be back soon as he is currently injured. I think it's a playable injury. So yeah, he should be back any day now. He's 83 overall. Then McCarthy will be back as well. And we'll be at full strength. He'll get a +2 or 3 on the third defensive pair. Yes, we are ready to go here in Atlanta. Alrighty, so let's keep on simulating here in the month of January. Let's go to this game against the Islanders. An even matchup. Work hard out there, says the owner. What's his name again? Hendrik Hughes. Let's try and make Hendrik happy. Let's quick sim it. First period 0-0. Second period 2-1 for the Islanders. Got to come back here in the third. We tie it up. Going overtime 2-2. And we take it 4-2. So sorry, I wasn't going overtime. It was a huge third period that came with a 2-2 tie, followed by a 3-2 lead, and then a 4-2 win. Huge third period. We take this one 4 to the final. Let me see this one. First period. Take a little bit more time to scroll through it. Turgeon opens up the scoring. Sean Thornton gets an assist. Love to see it. York scores. Is it Mike York over on the Islanders? From Miroslav Satan. And is it Franz Nielsen already? Then another one from Satan. York. And then Tom Pody gets an assist. Legends. Bondra scores. Dempsey assists in the third. That tied it up at 2. Who put us ahead? 5 minutes before the end of the third period, Colby Armstrong gives us the game-winning goal from DeVries and Turgeon, and then Thornton adds presumably an empty netter from Nico Kapanen. What a victory for the Thrashers, 4 to the final. New players already making an impact. That is what we like to see. That is huge. We got to win these games to get ourselves back into the top 3 of the conference and get to the top of our division. Nathan Dempsey is on a hot streak. Thank you very much. There are some other scores from around the NHL. Did the Penguins play? Yeah, they lost 4-2. Hopefully that second round pick becomes something for them. Yeah, we're just a couple points behind Tampa Bay with the same amount of games played. If we go check out the mailbox, we just got a letter. Trade summary, yes, thank you, Eric Bolton and Ty Domi. So Ty, we signed you in free agency. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, but Scott Thornton seems to be doing a bit better. Plus he had term to his name as well, so I am very sorry for having to do that. Wish you all the best on the LA Kings. Let's try and get some calendar simulation done. When McEachran comes back, we'll put him in the lineup, and the All-Star game is just around the corner as well. So we'll start simulating towards the All-Star game. I forget what exactly happens, but I know something happens here in NHL 07. I'm not sure if they give you a little pop-up or if they allow you to go into the game. Here we go. Would you like to stop the simulation to play the All-Star game? Yes, I would. So I'm not going to go in and play it, but I would like to see which of our players made the team. Nice. Let's see that. Line changes, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I guess I do need to go into the game. That's all right. So let's see the opening. Let's see how it looks. Let's get into that. We'll check the line. Here we are. Who's that? Was that Patrick Marleau? There's Brodeur in nets. The classic wind-up at the start of the game. Here he comes on the breakaway. Oh, yeah. Look at it. Look at those pixelated eyes. Oh, it's Pavel Demitra. Pavel Demitra, what a legend. What a goal from Demitra. Give him the salute. Oh, the kiss. Oh, man. Rest in peace, one of the better players of the 2000s. Phil Forsberg just shamed him on that giveaway. That defenseman, what is he doing? The 5-hole's wide open. It's Peter Forsberg. That's so hard to watch, but I love it. Huge glove save. Here's Rick Nash. Oh, yeah. Little dipsy doodle. Pulls the Datsuk. Oh, yeah. It's just too easy for Ricky. Rick Nash. Nice faces as well. Jonathan Cheecher. There's a boarding penalty. Dimitra. Here's Kovalchuk. Yes, sir. Kovalchuk. Oh, fakes the kick between the legs. Scores. Captain of the Eastern Conference, Ilya Kovalchuk. Diving save, Brodeur. The coaches are cheering. And that is the shootout winner, I suppose, from Pavel Demitra. That's cool. We're here in Dallas. So at least they do it at a real ice as well. That's cool. Edit lines. Here we go. All right, so Ilya Kovalchuk made the first line with Peter Forsberg and Eric Stahl. Second line, Ovi Lecavalier Savard. Third line, Gary Roberts, Spezza, Miroslav Satan. Fourth line, Nylander, Connolly, Ribeiro. Defense is Redden and Kubina, Pitkinen and Rafalski, and Gonchar and Ozeland. Wow, what names. So we only have one representative in Ilya Kovalchuk. Goaltenders being Brodeur and Hasek makes sense. All right, we're back here. Owner says you should win easily. Owner, you don't know what you're talking about. We got new mail. Trade off. Ooh, hold on. Trade offer from Boston. Mr. GM Data. Trade offer for a limited time. This message might come as a surprise, but I've had my eye on one of your players for quite some time. Thank you, Tony. I know you want to hang on to him, or at least not see him wearing our colors, but I think I've got an offer that's too good to refuse. Oh, I love this little storyline. Let's hear it. Even for a smart guy like you. And he gives a winky face. I love it. Yours truly. What's your name? Tony Platchik. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they want to give me, hey, it was just a random trade. Brad Isbister for Mike Dunham. Not a bad deal, but I was hoping it was going to be some sort of blockbuster. So Dunham is our third goalie, I guess you could call him. 79 overall. He actually 81 overall with 81 potential. He's 34 years of age. Not playing much. He still has one more year after this one. Hasn't played at all this season. Okay, I'm willing. I'm open. I'm listening. And let's see, what is Brad like? I don't even know what position he plays. He is a power forward, 79 overall, 6'4", 79 with 80 potential, which has gone down. He signed for one more season after this one. He has 1 goal in 11 games, -6. I guess no one really that special, but this isn't a bad trade, because would I really be doing anything with Dunham? But I do need to have a good third goalie if there's an injury, you know? Who are my goalies right now after what's his name? Hedberg. Dunham's a 79. I'd have to go with Garnett after Hedberg. So, you know what? As cool as that trade was, as that whole sequence, that letter and everything was, I'll have to decline it because I need to have a serviceable third goalie in case anything should ever arise. So, sorry, Brad. Thanks for the offer. It was a blast, but I will have to turn that one down. Let's start simulating closer to the trade deadline. So let's see the Tampa Bay Lightning, actually, who we're fighting with in the division. We'll sim over their first game on February 1st, and we'll go see them on February the 20th. Steve McCarthy has recovered from his injury and is ready to play. Lovely. We're getting close to, we're about a week before when we wanted to stop simulating. Kapanen is on absolute fire here, up to an 85 overall. You love to see that. Let me get the lines fixed in a moment. Let me just see the goaltending. Yeah, Lettinen is tired. He has a little Z next to his name. Wants to get a few Z's in there. So let's get Hedberg playing a few games. And I will swap out Exelby for the newly healed McCarthy. So Exelby will be a healthy scratch. He did all right, but we need to get a more NHL-capable player in there. Plus, it gives us a +2 on the chemistry. You love to see it. So, getting back into the calendar, we are almost at that game against the Tampa Bay Lightning now. McEachran also good to go. Just one game, I believe, before that game against the Lightning now. So, Turgeon Armstrong with cold signs next to their names. So, let me try swapping this up here. I'll put Hossa on the first line. I'll put Armstrong on the second line. Try to shake things up a little bit. I'm going to take out either Mellanby or Petrovicki. So, whoever's doing worse out of the two, between the two, will become the 13th forward and become a healthy scratch. Petrovicki in 17 games has 5 points and is a +2. Okay. While Mellanby has 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points, is a -14 in more games as well in 52 games. All right, so Mellanby, you're out of there, and McEachran will come into the lineup. Will he play 4th line or will he play 3rd line is the question. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have some better scoring or support on that 4th line, so I'll just keep him there. McEachran can stay on that 4th line, and I think we've now come to the game against the Lightning, and there we are. So let's see, in the month of January, we went on a 3-game losing streak there. Actually, it was a 4-game losing streak after we beat the Islanders against the Rangers 4-3, Canadiens 3-2, Flyers 3-2, Devils 3-2, all these 3-2 losses. Then we lose against the Lightning 4-3. Finally get a win against the Flyers, lose against the Sabres, beat the Avalanche, lose against the Canucks, beat the Oilers, and then we've lost back-to-back against the Flames and the Senators. Always 1-goal games here. So the Lightning are 36, 19, and 5, holding that top spot in the division. We are 27, 23, and 10. Not even in the playoffs at the moment. We are 10th in the conference. Let's check out the news here. Injury summary, task reminder. As you may know, the time that we were given to achieve to get the semifinals in the playoffs is half up. If you have a plan, you better kick it into action or I'll have to have a bunch of board members breathing down my neck. Huh? I have to do that by this year? Hendrick, cut me some slack here. Current streaks, okay. Team injury summary. McEachran's better. Matt Stajan went to the Devils for Grant Marshall. And then injury summary here was McCarthy coming back. Monthly financial stuff, how we looking? Not too good because the player salary expenses are going up. I'll definitely put Lettinen back in nets here. Still a cold sign here on Pierre Turgeon. 61 games, he has 49 points, plus 27. So I'm surprised to see that there. So you know what? I guess we'll switch things up. Let's put Holik on the first line. Let's put Turgeon on the second line. Like I said, just to shake things up a little bit. Kapanen was on fire earlier. Let's see if that fire gave him... he had a lot more goals than assists. He currently has, 14 goals, 8 assists, so 22 points in 60 games. Not bad for an 80 overall at the moment. Third line center. He was at an 85, though, for a little bit. Havlat up to a 93 overall. Yes, that's what we need from him. I guess Coburn down to a 76. That's hurting us. Could sending Braden Coburn to the minors and getting a better third-pair defenseman be an idea for us? He has 12 points and is a +4. So as a defensive defenseman, that's not bad at all. Let me see Johan Hedberg here. How's he been doing as our backup goalie? He's played 14 games and has a record of 6-8 and 0. So questionable at best. So we really need a win here. Yeah, even the owner says it here. They need to step it up to get a win. So let's do it against a huge division rival. I don't know if we can catch the Lightning at this point, but we definitely need to try and push our way into the playoffs. First period, 1-1. Hossa getting the goal in that second line. 2-1, Colby Armstrong. Third period, they tied up 2-2. Final 5 minutes, nothing. Going to overtime. And the Lightning take it in overtime. At least we get that point. Well, that's brutal. It was Dan Boyle from Carlson and Millie. So that's why the simulation goes first period, second period, first 15 minutes, last 5 minutes, then overtime. That's how the blocks go. Cavalier scored. Armstrong from Dempsey and Turgeon. Tough loss in overtime. Trade deadline's coming up in a few days. If you keep swimming, you'll pass it, so we want to cancel and go back. Havlet's hot streak comes to an end, unfortunately. Mail, what's up? So here's the standings, actually. So we currently are sitting with 65 points. We're 5 points back of the three-way tie for... Actually, well, pretty much what I want to say is there's 4 teams, really, if you count out the Penguins, there's 5 teams running for 3 spots, and 3 of those teams are tied with all 70 points. So we are definitely in the mix. Bruins, Hurricanes, Rangers, Sabres, all right above us. But I think we have to make some sort of deal somewhere. So we got to find out where is the team struggling, because we got to make a deal soon here. Current streaks, injury summary, that's for the whole league, and the deadline's approaching. So I'm sure you all have it marked on your calendars. Is that from league? Okay, it's from Mr. Gary Bettman. Thank you very much. So let's just check out our team here. So Pierre Turgeon has 51 points in 62 games. Let's look at the plus minuses as well. 47 for Kovalchuk, 44 for Hossa, Kozlov 37, Havlat 31, -7, but he's killing it with the points. Dempsey also tied with 31 points. Colby Armstrong has 31 in 60. Sean Thornton doing well with 30 in 62. Holik with a +10. Nico Kapanen, he's starting to hurt me a little bit with that -12. DeVries -2, Sutton -7. 13 points in 45 games for McEachran. Peter Bondra, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points for the 38-year-old. Coburn's looking good. Slater, -24. So Jim Slater, I think, is the odd man out here. I could probably move Slater. Mellenby is whatever, because he's just staying as a healthy scratch. Petrovicki, 7 points in 18 games. I forgot to mention the games played. That's why he was staying over Mellenby. Vigier, Stewart, blah, blah, blah. Looking at the goaltenders. They want to show me rookie everybody. 21 and 26 is Kari Lettinen. Hedberg is 6 and 8. Better numbers for Lettinen, but still a tough record. So let's see here. Turgeon and Armstrong are back to their normal overalls. I think Jim Slater has to be moved out for we got to find some sort of 80 overall 4th line center here. I'll give Slater and a 4th round pick for somebody. So let me do a little bit of searching and I'll come back with an idea. So here's a deal that I'm thinking about. And by the way, I've been looking through the NHL. There are some interesting moves going on. Without the trade breaker alert, you don't miss out on a lot. But Anze Kopitar is on the Ducks. Brad Richards is on the Penguins. There's all kinds of moves going on in the NHL. So I have been looking at a few ideas, trying to think what's most realistic. There are some other things that are not realistic, like Mikko Koivu I could snatch up for nothing, or even some other younger players that I saw going through the league. But the Calgary Flames, I think, would be willing to move on from Stefan Yell. He is an 81 overall. He is 32 years of age, I believe. Yep, and he is currently playing over his potential. He's nothing too crazy. He's a strong checker. He's a playmaker. 1.4 million for this season and 2 more after that. This year, he has 16 goals, 3 assists, 19 points, and is a +8 while playing, is it mostly, third line and some penalty kill minutes. I think Stefan Yell would be a great addition for us. Jim Slater, longest serving player on the Thrashers, I think, in terms of he went to the Winnipeg Jets and all that stuff. He had the most time between the two franchises, but he has just been absolutely terrible right now. I wouldn't mind moving on from him. So what would the Flames say to this? Yeah, that's going to be an easy accept. I could probably get a draft pick out of it because Jim Slater is a young player. He's only 24. But Stefan Yell being a better player and not wanting to cheese the system too much, I think just a 1-for-1 does make sense. The Thrashers acquire Yell from the Calgary Flames. We'll edit lines manually, and hopefully that'll be a good fix for the fourth line. I know that it's not the best fourth line, but it is something. So Stefan Yell is going to be all the way at the bottom here. 81 overall. It gives a +2 for the chemistry, and we continue to live our lives like that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to best lines it because that'll put him on some penalty kill units, and then I'll fix the lines after that. So then I'll fix them from here. And the system actually puts Thornton, Yell, and Bondra as the third line with a +3 on chemistry, and then McEachran, Kapanen, and Mellanby as a +3 as well on the fourth line. So you know what? Let's go ahead and do that, but I will switch Mellanby for Petrovicki. Not a big change since they're both power forwards. Keeps the +3, no problem right there. And I will continue to roll with Holik and Holik and Hossa, and then Turgeon and Armstrong, we said was what we were trying. Yeah, there's a +3 right there as well, so that might be the line for the rest of the season perhaps. And then Stefan Yell, does he get some penalty kill time? No, I don't think so. But, alright, at least that third line's fixed a little bit. Letnin's between the pipes, and let's keep on simulating. That'll be the only move that we make before the trade deadline. Let's simulate this game against les Canadiens de Montréal, qui sont 22, 29 et 11, 22, 29, and 11. We're 27, 23, and 11. So here we go. First period, 2-2, high-scoring affair. Second period, 3-2, we take the lead from McEachran. And in the third period, we hang on and win it 4-3, the final. That's huge. So who gets the game-winning goal in the end? First period got 2 from Hossa. So that first line's looking good. Radek Bonk scores for the Canadians. Then Aucoin. And then, Craig Rivet injured with a groin pull. Yikes. Second period, McEachran from Holik and Turgeon. Third period, Colby Armstrong from Ilya Kovalchuk, and that would end up being the game winner. Another huge night for Colby Armstrong. He seems to be doing better in these slow simulations than the calendar sims. You're facing a rival team. Make me proud, says the owner. Carolina Hurricanes, who are just coming off of a Stanley Cup in 2006. Pierre Turgeon's cold streak comes to an end, and Kozlov's day-to-day with the flu. Okay, owner's trust level is going down as well, quite heavily. And that's a big win against the Canadians, who, they're below us, but every point matters. And this is going to be a huge matchup against the Carolina Hurricanes, as them, the Bruins, the Rangers, the Sabres are all with us in contention for those last few spots of the Eastern Conference. What are they saying here in the mailbox? Trade summary. Manny Malhotra to the Coyotes for Milan Ursina. Manny Malhotra, the face-off king. So let's simulate this game as well, against the Carolina Hurricanes. First period, 2-1 for the Thrashers. Second period, tied back up at 3. Third period, no scoring. Final 5 minutes, nothing. Overtime, and we take it. Let's go. Huge overtime victory. That is a massive 2 points right there. Who got the OT winner? I was lagging behind a little bit, which makes me always get confused a bit. Does it show you, or does it? No, I guess it doesn't. I guess it was in the shootout then, that's why. So 2 goals from Kovalchuk in the first period. Then in the second, we get a goal from Sean Thornton. No scoring in the third, and I guess we took it in the shootout. So big 2 points, and I guess the Hurricanes will get 1 point then. Regardless if it was overtime or shootout. Another big matchup against the Bruins here. So you know what? We're doing well when we go into the simulations. We may as well keep the ball rolling here. Avalid hot streak, love to see it. Ownership trust is going up a little bit. Got to run through all those little things, show you the standing. Okay, Bruins are 33, 24, and 4. We're looking for win number 30. First period, 3-0 Bruins. Forget that. 3-1 in the second and 4-1 in the third. Game misconduct for Bobby Holik. Kovalchuk scored for... sorry. I keep forgetting about that last 5 minutes. So we scored 2 goals in the final 5 minutes. Stefan Yell and Ilya Kovalchuk. Oh, so that's that was a final 5-minute little comeback, but it wasn't enough as we lose by 1 nonetheless. All right, so back in the calendar here. Apologies. I know there's been some microphone issues in the past, and even in this episode, I've been listening back as I've been going. Very different system than I'm used to from NHL 21 with the computer and all the wires, the microphone, the computer, the capture card, blah, blah, blah. So thanks for bearing with me. So it was a 4-3 loss against the Bruins. Then I simulated a game against the Hurricanes. It was a tough 3-2 loss there. And now we're into the month of March. So I'm gonna give Lettinen this game, and I'll give him the first one against the Hurricanes after that. Actually, no, I'm gonna give Lettinen the next 3 games. He could use him. We need him actually. And then after that, I'll put Hedberg in for at least 1 or 2 against the Islanders. Give him some rest. And I'm trying to figure out how much rest is optimal. Tough L against the Senators. We're really struggling here, and I'm not totally sure why, because it should... then McEachran's out now, because we should be doing much better with these overalls and everything we've been seeing here. I guess I have to figure out, like, is an 81 not good enough for the NHL? Is an 80 not good enough for the NHL? Should Petrovicki not be here as a 77, even though he's been doing okay? We'll have to bring in Mellanby, I suppose. Yeah, we'll bring in Mellanby for McEachran right there. And we'll go back out to the calendar. And after that loss against the Senators, we lost against the Hurricanes 4-3 and then beat them 2-1. So, like I said, I want to get Johan Hedberg in for a game or 2. Hosa's currently cold, so I'm going to swap him with Colby Armstrong. I know it doesn't really help the chemistry much, but I don't know. I just got to jumpstart these guys somehow, some way. Lettinen's still an 87, so that's good, but I want to switch him before he goes down to being an 77 or whatever because of fatigue. Mail here, what's in the mailbox? Trade injury, current streaks, farm team player. Consider calling up Michael Garnett. He would be an asset. Yeah, maybe we could think about calling him up to be play some goal to play between the pipes a few minutes. Kovalchuk likes where he is right now. His morale is way up. Hopefully that will rub off on the rest of the guys. We know how to manage a team. Thank you very much. And the financials, we are the worst team in the NHL when it comes to the financials. So that is not great. Let's sim this game against the Islanders. When we do the sim here live, we seem to have better luck. 1-1 after the first. Second period, no scoring. Third period, it is 2-2. Final 5 minutes, any heroics? None. We're headed to overtime. And in the extra frame, we take it 3-2, the final. Big 2 points right there. Kovalchuk gets the game winner from Pierre Turgeon and Marian Hossa. 3-2 victory for the Thrashers with Johan Hedberg between the pipes. Holik is on a hot streak. The trust level is struggling. And we come now to the standings once again. We find ourselves 5 points behind the Bruins. They have 2 games in hand, and we have, 13 games left in the season. Man, this is going to be tight. We're going to try to make it. I know it's a bit of a longer episode than usual, squeezing in like a whole season into just 2 episodes. But let's keep fighting, boys. Let's keep on fighting. First period, 1-1. Second period, 2-1 for the Islanders. Third period, no scoring. Final 5 minutes, no heroics. And that's the issue. We win 1, we lose 1. There's no consistency to this team. 31, 28, and 11 right now. Turgeon and Hossa both have their cold streak come to an end. So I guess that's something. The Bruins are at 77 points now with only 1 game in hand, so we're still 5 back, and we have 12 games to go. It is not over yet. Holik on that hot streak up to a 92 overall. You love to see it, so I'll keep him up there. While he's on this hot streak, you know what? Let me put Hossa on the top line while he's on that hot streak. See if that'll do anything for him. And we get the +3 on chemistry with Colby Armstrong. Let's swap up the goaltenders once again. Lettinen will be playing for a little while. So Dunham is the guy who's scratched. Garnett or whoever that guy that was I got the mail about. He's, I guess, like the 4th goalie. So the Capitals are 20, 31, and 8. First period, 3-0. Come on, 3-1. 3-3, we tied up. Thank you. Final 5 minutes. Overtime, we got to take it on the comeback. Oh. We still get 1 point out of it. Was that Brett Clark scoring? We still got 1 point out of it as we were down 3-0. So good comeback. We get a point, but still brutal to drop a game against a team like that. We got to step up. Checking the standings again now. So we even fall below the Islanders, who are in the race as well. We've been fighting with them. The playoffs are not looking good. McEachran's still out till March 31st, it said, I think. So I don't think we'll be seeing him much even at all till probably like in the last couple games. Let's get some more simulation done. We'll go see the Boston Bruins themselves at the end of the month, and hopefully we are still in it. Alrighty, McEachran is back and ready to go into the lineup, so that is good news. Petrovicki is sick. He has the flu or something, I guess. He's down to a 69 overall, so I'll take him out, and when he's good to go, Mellanby will come out. So, Petrovicki will be scratched. McEachran comes in, goes on the fourth line, +3, eat that up. This team doesn't want it. They don't want it. We lose against the worst team in the NHL when we're fighting for the playoffs. Did we even beat the Penguins? I don't know. Coming up on this game against the Bruins, we beat the Penguins 3-2, but then we had a loss here, a win there, a loss there. Just no consistency. 3-1 loss against the Panthers. Coming up against the Bruins, this is our fourth to last game. We're 34, 31, and 13. This is just, I don't think there's even a hope. Team standings here. Bruins have 88 points. We have 81. Yeah, we're 6 points back. This is not really looking too good. Let's just get the rest of the season simulated. We'll call it an episode, and we'll try to, address our shortcomings within this next offseason. Like I said, it wasn't a year one necessity to go on a Stanley Cup run, but we do have to start trending in the right direction before the end of 2010-11 if we want to keep this team from being relocated. We lose against the Capitals, who had a terrible losing record as well. This is just insane. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know what to say. And then a loss right there. What a joke. This team has no passion. We lose against the Bruins as well. We're not going to get to 500, let alone the playoffs. So let's sim this last game against the Lightning. We're 34, 34, and 13. We don't want to finish above 500. They want win number 50. Let's see who gets it. At one point, we were winning this division. 1-0 after the first, 1-1 after the second. Third period, 2-1, Artukin, and final 5 minutes, and we dropped it 2-1 in very fitting fashion. So you know what? I'm pretty upset. I gotta say, this is not right. This team had a lot more fight in it. I don't know where it all went wrong. Like I said, I don't know who's to blame specifically, but just really, really sad performance. The city mourns. Atlanta Thrashers are officially out of the playoffs. Yeah, I think we were out a little while ago. Kerry Letton is fatigued. Yeah, now he's fatigued. Owner's trust levels down there. Great. And the Maple Leafs ended up getting 96 points. Even the Rangers didn't make it at 91, so not going to happen with us down there at 81. The Penguins ended up coming back to 79 points, so they had a better record, even after trading away Colby, Armstrong. Well, almost not a better record, but they were up there with us. Final mail here. Let's see. Draft order. Okay, that's interesting. The order of the upcoming draft. Please take note of your team's position and promises to be a great rookie class with plenty of talent at all positions. Okay, so... and it just tells me the first 2 picks. Then after that, okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we pick 11th in this upcoming draft. Okay, beautiful. Current streaks, whatever. Monthly financial reports. We finished as the worst financial team in the league. Love to see all that. No upgrades, I don't think, are going to be given. Yeah, we have no stars. We have no trust level. I don't know why the coach is that upset. It wasn't the worst season. It was a bad season. It was a lot of disappointment. We could have been better in a lot of different areas. But I don't think it was much worse than what they had already been dealing with here in Atlanta. Kovalchuk and Turgeon tie for the team leading points at 65. Hossa had 62. After that, it really starts to drop off as Kozlov has 48. Havilid had a good season at 42. Colby Armstrong, 39 in 81. Bobby Holik, 39 as well. Plus minuses. Kozlov, I guess that second line, just I don't know what happened to it. That first defensive pair as well, you'd think with better overalls, they wouldn't be such a bad plus minus. Dempsey was a good free agent signing for us. Just, I guess the scoring wasn't there. Sean Thornton didn't do too much in the final 20 games. Stefan Yell had 23 points, +4. Sutton, -9. Bondra, 17 points, -8. McEachran, 15 points, -7 in 58 games. Mellanby, -15 in 67 games with, 9 points. Great. McCarthy, 6 assists, -8 in 56 games. And then so on and so forth down there. Pretty rough. Goaltending, Lettinen went 27, 39, and 0, I guess, because they don't even show you shootout losses. He had a 2.65 goals against average and a .861 save percentage. Hedberg 7, 9, and 0 with 86 and 862 save percentage. So Lettinen was pretty disappointing, I have to say. I know we fatigued him a little bit here and there, but he's 86 overall. He has really good potential. He's going to grow. I needed more from him this season. I'll keep working on the scouting and all that heading into this offseason. We have our first round pick, the 11th overall pick. I'm not going to continue into the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. It's already a pretty long episode. In the next one, we can start moving into the offseason, which will begin with simulating the playoffs and looking at all the awards and things like that. The scouting reports are telling me some good things so far about some A-rated prospects, etc. I'm going to keep working on them as time goes on. I still am not quite sure what these X's mean, if they're scouted, being scouted, fully scouted. When do I uncheck them? How long does it take to fully scout them? Those are questions that I have no idea what the answers are. So if you have some intel on NHL 07 scouting, I would love to hear it. NHL 21 scouting, I got you, but NHL 07, I could really use some help in that regard. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up there, my friends. Year number 1 comes to an end with the Atlanta Thrashers. We made some good moves. I think there's good potential for growth in the next season from guys like Armstrong, Coburn, Lettinen, and our current stars like Hossa and Kovalchuk. Let me know your thoughts heading into this off season. Should we be looking to offload certain players? I know you can't tell me who we should be targeting, but I would like to hear who you think should be offloaded. I'm thinking a guy like Bondra, definitely, for one example. And we will go from there. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing as well, as we have this NHL 07 Dynasty Mode, as well as the NHL 21 Franchise Mode with the Columbus Blue Jackets just starting up right now. And we have all the links for everything else you need down in the description, including the link for the Twitch channel and the Discord server where you can leave more of your suggestions there as well. So I will leave you with that. Not a fantastic year number 1, but we will build on it and get stronger here with the Atlanta Thrashers moving forward. So I look forward to hearing all of your thoughts and seeing you all in the next one.